During the official start of the Second World War, the Third Reich's conquest of the European countries began and the Nazi forces started exerting their control. Young and vigorous, the Nazis saw no fault in indulging in the company of women they fancied. But did these women enjoy the same liberty? What sinister plan and cruel punishments awaited for these women who slept with Nazis? Join us as we explore a chilling chapter unveiling the plight of women who succumbed to the allure of the Nazi regime. Chapter 1. Introduction. Women have always been subjected to cruelty at the hands of men, and women who slept with Nazis were not spared from it either. First, they were exploited by Nazis, and then they faced the punishment for their exploitation. What can be more cruel than this? France's tumultuous wartime history unveils a distressing reality. In the aftermath of its defeat, the presence of formidable Nazi garrisons cast a dark shadow over the nation. With an insatiable appetite, these soldiers sought solace in the numerous brothels scattered throughout the Paris suburbs, where French women unwittingly found themselves entangled in the embrace of the enemy. While the German command sought to control such promiscuity, countless French women, driven by desperation and a need to provide for their families, chose to engage with the invaders. Amidst these complex liaisons, not all encounters were confined to brothels. Some involved ordinary French women seeking solace or sustenance in the face of hardships. Here I will look at a woman being shaved while people are cheering. Chapter 2. Cruelty in France. The French resistance, fiercely opposing this surrender, warned of severe consequences, branding these women as traitors to their homeland. Yet in the aftermath of victory, no circumstance, moral or material, could mitigate the perceived treachery of these women. The verdict was clear: they were deemed criminals and subjected to cruel punishments. Many endured public humiliation, their hair forcibly shorn as a mark of disgrace. Hoots and jeers accompanied their procession through the streets, further compounding their humiliation. Tragically, an estimated 20,000 women endured such abuse, some falling victim to baseless accusations and unjust executions fueled by zealous provincial authorities seeking to prove their loyalty to the government. The aftermath of these tumultuous liaisons saw the birth of around 200,000 babies of German paternity, with 80,000 officially recognized as such. While some French communities were more compassionate towards the children, others subjected them to scorn and prejudice. These innocent offspring faced challenges, including the forbiddance to learn the German language or bear German names. Many were left abandoned and consigned to the harsh upbringing of orphanages. Nonetheless, in a gesture of reconciliation, since 2009, Germany has extended citizenship rights to children born in France to Wehrmacht soldiers, seeking to heal the wounds of the past and offer a sense of belonging to those innocently caught in the tumultuous times. Chapter 3. Cruelty in Norway. In the aftermath of the Nazis' defeat, Chapter 4, the Norwegian authorities pursued former mistresses of Nazis with relentless fervor, surpassing even the severity of French retribution. These women faced harsh sentences, serving up to 5 years of hard forced labor, while their children born from intimate relationships with German soldiers faced an unenviable fate. As their mothers were incarcerated, the children were consigned to special orphanages. Their identities changed to prevent any future reunions. A few determined Norwegian women fought to reclaim their offspring, but the ruthless justice system thwarted their efforts, denying them parental rights and pressuring them to relinquish their children. Some succumbed to the pressure, while those who persisted faced new charges, medical examinations that labeled them as insane and confinement in mental hospitals. Chapter 4. Cruelty in the Netherlands. The Netherlands mirrored France in punishing women with disgraceful rituals, kneeling in dung, shaving their heads, and dyeing their hair orange. The villagers harbored deep resentment, subjecting them to constant humiliation and their children to cruel treatment, perpetuating the label of traitors. Cruelty in Poland. Yet it was in Poland that the Nazis' disturbing attention reached its peak. Promoting a theory that Poles were closely related to the German nation, certain Nazi commanders sought to increase the superior race's numbers by forcibly selecting Polish women and dividing them based on their perceived ethnicity. These women became victims of horrifying rapes, forced to bear children as a result of this ruthless ideology. The suffering endured by these women was compounded by the unspoken government's intention to erase them from the country's memory. Norway, in particular, exhibited harsh treatment, rendering them almost invisible in the nation's narrative. Eager to restore an image of a resolute country fighting against fascism, without any traitors in its ranks, these women, whose past intertwined with Nazi Germans, were living proofs of the reality of war and its aftermath that often defied neat narratives of heroism and villainy. Which country do you think was the most cruel to women? Answer in comments and do not forget to subscribe to our channel.